sorry, I'm looking at different things. Let me deal with the hate penalty first. So if you're found guilty of an indictable offense, a maximum penalty under the hate crime, it will be 5 years. If the maximum term of imprisonment for the included offense is 2 years or more, but less than 5 years. 10 years if the maximum term of imprisonment is included offense is 5 years or more, but less than 10 years. 14 years if the maximum term of imprisonment is the included offense is 10 years or more, but less than 14 years. And life if the maximum term of imprisonment for the included offense is 14 years or more, and up to imprisonment for life. Intimidation, where are we here? If you're guilty of an indictable offense, you'd be liable to imprisonment for a term of not more than 10 years. I've now skipped past the hate symbols piece.
Hey, Shalom, brother. Shalom. This is Brother Howard of GMS Toronto, coming back with another one. Let me start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. And we're here. We're at the end. The end of what? The end of Esau's kingdom. The end of this man's rulership, where he's going to try to outlaw the truth. He found out he cannot debate the truth. He found out he cannot stop the truth. He found out he cannot argue against the truth. He's not intelligent enough to do it. So the only thing that he could do, he has to use one of his only weapons that he has left, which is his power. His power in doing what? Now this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 25, and it reads, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High." And best believe the saints were worn out, right? And if you're not worn out, that probably means that you are not of that number. You probably don't even have that mark, because part of that requirement of having the mark, it says, the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So you don't think the men that have the mark are worn out? They're worn out, man. They're fucking worn out. They're tired. They're sick and tired, right? They sigh and they cry for all the abominations, the sick filthiness that's going on in this world. And now you want to outlaw what? Truth? You damn devil. You hit dog, right? Right? Truth hurts. Because like they said, what's it called? The shoe fits, right? The shoe fucking fits. And because the shoe fits you, right? Because you know you're the Edomite and you know what your destiny is. Even when you read the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, right? And you look up his name, you go into Esau, right? Or Edom, can't remember right now, right? It lets you know that he figured prominently in a place of future judgment, and that he has no exemption. There is no exemption for you Edomites. So you Edomites are upset. Like Bob Marley said, Metro Macan, but Minakal na fall, right? Those days are done. Those that you know who you are. So there's no need for us to point our finger at a particular race of people. The only thing you people need to know is that we are turning back to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? We are the people, right, that the Bible speaks of. And only thing you got to know is that that's who we self-identify as. Okay? That's all you got to know. Just know that we self-identify as the biblical Hebrew Israelites. That's our nationality, buddy. Okay? You know what hatred is? You know what hate speech is? And that's what we got to start doing. See? But because we're going to leave everything up to the Lord, you Edomites are good. Hate speech is calling us black. Hate speech is calling us Negroes, African American. I'm not a fucking African. Who the fuck is an African? Who the fuck is that? Who said I'm that? See, you see what I mean? Calling you Latino, Native American, Caribbean. What the fuck is a Caribbean? What's a Jamaican? I don't self-identify as a Jamaican. Those are corporate titles. And a lot of those names are derogatory. Okay? So who's that? That's hate speech. You're calling me something that I'm not. You're calling me something that I was labeled as. That's just a label. That's something that was put upon me. That's not my nationality. Okay? It says, and think to change times and laws. And you could change all the fucking laws you want, buddy. Everything the Most High said not to do, guess what you did? You said, nope, that's what we're going to legalize. Which people have done that? You have done that. Who is the you? You fucking Edomites. Who are you Edomites? Go and figure it out. Go and figure it out. Right? You can claim to be whatever you want to be in this world, but just know you're the fucking biblical Edomites, and your judgment is destruction. That's it. You're going down. You're losing your power. You have no fucking power. You're a dweeb. You're a dweeb that's been given rulership over the whole world. And you've completely lost your mind. You've destroyed the water. You've destroyed the air. You've destroyed the food. You've destroyed the people. Exactly. So what does that make you? That makes you Dennis the Menace. That makes you a problem child. You're nothing good. You don't represent goodness. You don't represent righteousness. Because if you were those things, then you would have healed those things. Right? And for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that are mad at us or hate us or look down upon us like we're some of the most vilest people on the planet, well, guess what? You can thank us through Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, because, right, the 144,000 so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the ones that created everything that you people have now. You can thank the 144,000 for water. You can thank them for land. You can thank them for air, right? Because when you go back into the time of creation, guess who was there in the time of creation doing exactly what Yahweh said to do? The 144,000, along with Yahweh Shai, Salakia, right? Yahweh doesn't have to lift a finger, just like he's not going to have to lift a finger to put Esau down. You Edomites. And it's so funny too because, right, you guys have this whole narrative of angels rebelling against God, against Yahweh. Yahweh doesn't have to lift a finger, you weirdos. You people haven't seen the true power of Yahweh yet. Really and truly, you haven't seen his true power yet. Okay? You haven't seen his true power. Because whenever he stretches, whenever he yawns, he could wipe out the globe. Okay? The flood. The flood was nothing. The flood was just a speck. That's just a speck, and the whole earth was flooded. 8 people survived. You guys are playing with the wrong power. And right now, you Edomites, you're in a place right now where you're so weak and you're so powerless that the only thing you could do is only what was written. If you were so powerful, if you were so against the Most High, then do something that he said not to do. Okay? But you are the wicked, and you are doing exactly what he created you to do. And that's to bring forth the MOTB system, right? Which is what's going to be the mark of the people who will be destroyed. Everybody that takes the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, they're going to be destroyed. And every one that has the mark of exemption, which is the Thawa, right? They're going to be delivered. Simple and plain. It says, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. So you have the power. I got the power. You Edomites, you got the power, right? That's why you see people like this. Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at him talking like he has power. Yeah, hilarious.
Imprisonment for the included offense is 2 years or more, but less than 5 years. 10 years if the maximum term of imprisonment is included offense is 5 years or more, but less than 10 years. 14 years.
Hey, and this is where they speak with their hate. All right? This is their hate. Right? Their hate is, their authority. Hey, let me lock you up. Let me do it legally. I'm going to do everything legally. This is one of the weakest empires that have ever existed. Okay? Hatred or power is where the king, his rulers, do what the fuck they want. These men have created these different laws and these different codes, and they've created this veneer or this illusion where they're actually good, and there's nothing good about them. Now this is Psalms 55 and 21, and it reads, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart." And that's you Edomites, right? When you first came over here, you came over here very peaceably to the natives, all right, the aboriginals. You were cordial here in North America because they taught you how to live off of the land, how to survive the winters. And then how did you pay them back? You paid them back with hate. With hate. Okay? We are still finding bodies, right? From the residential schools that you put our people in due to hate. You destroyed them. Okay? You destroyed our people with hate. With hate. And now the people of hate are the ones that are the lawmakers telling people that the people are hating on them. Do you know what type of brain fuck that is? See, but this is the situation. This is a part of the battle. Right, brothers? This is a part of the battle. That's why knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time. And that's why we had to be groomed by the spirit of the Ruach HaKodesh to grow and to be better in the spirit. Because when we first came into the truth, oh my gosh, we were on fire. And we're still on fire, but we were on fire in a more uncontrollable way. We are now a laser. We are laser beams. And we get to turn it up on you Edomites very precisely, with precision. When we make a video about something, we're very precise. Back in the day, we would call you devils out, right? We were very uncontrollable, right? An Edomite came up to the camp and curse that damn devil out, right? If we did that now, well, guess what? Under their laws, it would be known as hate speech, right? And we would be imprisoned, okay? Just like what this man is reading. And the time, the 10 years, the 5 years, the 2 years, that's not no little bit of time. Here in Canada, people get caught with guns and they're out the next day. People get caught with breaking and entering. People do graping to little children and they're out on bail. But for some reason, us speaking the truth is where they draw the line. That's where they have to put their foot down, right? That's why this whole system is under that two-party system, and that two-party system just represents mom and dad. And that's all that it is. That red and blue That red and blue dichotomy represents your mother and your father, the liberal and the conservative. Liberalism represents the mother goddess, that mother goddess energy, okay, which this world is governed under, right? That matriarchal energy, which is that softer approach. In policing, it's known as good cop, bad cop, okay? And right now, the bad cop is in power, or father, that father energy, that father power, that essence of a dad, of an authoritarian, right, is how they're going to govern the earth right now, right? Because they feel like the earth has been too laxed, which is going into what? It's going into the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. It says his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. You see, that's that two dichotomy. That's that blue and that red, right? That's him presenting himself as good, but he's really evil. How do we prove that? Now, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and 10. And this is what they're trying to outlaw. Never trust thine enemy, not in this society. This society is trying to tell us not to trust the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Most High, right? That's like telling a what's it called? A lion and a deer that they're brethren. Okay? When you tell a lion and a deer that they're brethren, they don't understand. Okay? It says, never trust thine enemy. That's not hate speech. That's wisdom. That's fucking wisdom. And you Edomites who you raped, you robbed us, you destroyed us, right? You put us into captivity. You stole everything that we have and that we had. And you still destroy us even today. Your police still shoot us down in the streets. You're our fucking enemies. You're not our fucking friends. And anybody that thinks that they have an Edomite friend, you're a clown. You're a clown. Now, that's what you are. That's how you look to them. That's how you look to your enemy. You're prey. You're just prey. And the majority of us, the majority of people in the world, we're just prey. Because we are reactive to their changes. We don't have the power to make changes. We're just reacting to the changes that they make. Right? So the scripture says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Okay? So hold on, let's continue. It's going to explain it. Let's read verse 11. Slakia. I forgot there's more. Yeah, verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed. And that's what the Edomite is known for. That's why I read in Psalms 55, his words were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. That's this Edomite. Okay? That's this Edomite. And that's how they use this left-right paradigm. Oh, I'm a liberal. Oh, I believe in equal rights and justice, even though we still have all the power. Right? I have black friends. Oh, man. Hilarious. A lion and a deer can never be friends. It doesn't work like that. That's silly. That's stupidity. Okay? It says, though he humble himself, and that's all that they were doing. They were humbling themselves through their laws, right? They get to come on TV and tell you, hey, we're sorry. This is our reconciliation. Forgive us for all the evil that we have done, but we're still going to keep all the resources. We're still going to keep all the power. We're not going to enrich you, right? We're not going to empower you. We're going to call you black. We're going to call you Latino. We're going to call you Native American. We're going to take your land. We're going to take your identity. but we're going to smile in your face. And when we're done doing that, you know what you get to do for us? You get to perform for us. You get to dribble basketballs. You get to catch pigskins, right? Because going into the what's it called? The football, right? America's favorite pastime, right? The football was really and truly made out of what? Pigskin, which is illegal, right? You Israelite men, you're not supposed to be handling pig. Pig is an unlawful animal, right? It's unclean. The fuck are you touching the pig for? Right? The pig is a garbage man. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going into that. I'm just saying they're going to make you sing and dance for them. You'll be able to make TikToks. You'll be able to make YouTube videos. You'll be able to be gang members where we can use you to gentrify our communities. We'll make you run amok in different neighborhoods, destroy each other, delete each other, drive the property value down. When you drive the property value down, even though we're the ones that gave you the guns, we're the ones that gave you the drugs, we'll send in more police, right? So we'll empower our own people. We'll change the laws, right? We'll lock you up in our prison industrial complex while we're making money off of all of this death and destruction, right? And the music. And we'll help you promote the rap music. We'll help you promote death. We'll help you promote calling your women bitches and whores, even though that's what our women are, right? At the end of the day. But that's a part of prophecy, right? Your wife shall be a harlot in the streets. And the majority of our women are that, unless they've just been born or something. Unless they're just a little girl. But even when they're just a little girl, they're still under what? They're still under the Disney programming. They're under the Nickelodeon programming. And now our children are under what? The Instagram programming, the TikTok programming. These are all MK Ultra apps. These apps are all programming apps. Snapchat, right? These apps all program our children to think and act a certain particular type of way. Instagram makes our women self-conscious. And you're already dealing with a creature that's self-conscious, right? You're already dealing with a woman by nature. She's a narcissist, right? So when you have all these different apps like Instagram where she's going to see half-naked women that look better than she does, that has more followers than she does, it's going to make her insecure. And it's going to do the same thing in the man. Because the man is going to go on social media, see men that are doing better than him, men that are promoting a certain type of lifestyle, and he's going to feel like that's what he needs to do as well, which is what? Conform. And you men, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the only thing that you need to be conforming to is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. But the only thing you men are now conforming to is the Babylonian mindset. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, Valentine's, Christmas, and so on and so forth. Which brings what? Which brings death and which brings destruction into your life, because now you're exalting another power, right? You are now worshiping another power instead of for worshiping your power, your God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? That's what you are now doing. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And that's what they're mad at right now. They're mad at the men that are on the highways and byways, right, preaching this word in truth and sincerity, telling you to beware of him. The Edomite, right, is looking at you Like, why would you be aware of me? I'm a really good guy. Here's some more GMOs. Here's some more plastic. Okay? Here's some more death and destruction. But no, I'm a good guy. I love you. I love you, black people. I listen to black music. I got black friends. Here, let's poison your air. Right? Let's disenfranchise your people. No, I love you guys though. You guys are my best friends. You guys are so cool. I love the way your hair is. How did you get your hair like that? While at the same time, they'll dress like us. They'll talk like us. They'll fuck our women, right? And they'll never wife our women because the so-called black woman could never be a wife of an Edomite. The Edomite's counterpart is his woman. But you so-called black, so-called native, and Latino women, you don't know that. You actually think that you're going to ride off into the sunset with a man who is your actual enemy. But that's okay. That's neither here nor there. Because you women are you're just pawns anyway. And that's exactly how you're going to be treated. Just as fucking pawns. Okay? The love that you are seeking, you could never find without your man. The stability that our women are seeking, they can never find without our man. And you men, the love that you are seeking from the world, you could never find without Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. The stability that you men, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American are seeking, you could never find without Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. You men are looking for love from the world. What ain't no love? You're not going to find love in this world. You're not going to find love from your boss. You're not going to find love from your job. You're not going to find love from your politicians. You're not going to find love from your women. You're not going to find love from your children. The love that you are seeking, you only find from your God. The love that you are seeking, you only going to get from Yahweh Shai. He's the one that died for you, man. He died for you, bro. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're so fucking lost. You're so lost. You hear every day. You obsess over women. You cry over women. You know? A lot of you niggas now, you're killing yourselves over women. Bro, but you want to lift up a finger for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, and that man died for you. And we don't speak about that enough because he didn't just die for us. He came onto earth in this sinful flesh and lived a perfect life for the elect. He lived like that for his brothers. That's love, man. That's true love. That's love. And he is now on the right-hand side of the Most High, being a lawyer on the 144,000's behalf, begging for them. Don't worry, Lord, I got him. Don't worry, Lord. Don't worry. Because you best believe Yahweh wants to destroy us because we're still sinful men. Okay? In this sinful flesh. But he was the one that was able to defeat death. He was the one that was able to open the book. Jeez, man. That's the love. The love that you brothers are looking for, it's right here. It's right here. But no, we're haters though. Right? We're haters. We're the ones that are hating. Man, you Edomites are through. You're done. Stick a fork in these Edomites. They're done. When you see a power, or you see men start to change their laws to address people that are supposed to be labeled as crazy, because remember, we're just crazy men, right? That's how you people look at us. You know, the crazy black guys that are, you know, you guys say, oh, we're wearing dresses, We're on the street corner and we're preaching. We're the crazy guys, right? So when you start out making laws against those crazy men, that shows how powerless you are, and it shows how powerful our words are through the power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. All right, so with that, I'm going to end the lesson off there. I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the elders and elder apostles of GMS that rule well and that teach well, and to the brothers on the four corners of the earth doing this work in truth and in sincerity. Hey, shalom to you, and to you only to the elect, 144,000 and the 1/3, and to the rest of you, death and fucking destruction. Call that hate speech, Esau. You damn devil. You damn Edomites. You're going down, and there's nothing that you could do about it. You cannot outlaw the truth, and you cannot block this truth. We already got the truth, devil. And the people who don't get it, they're not meant to get it, devil.